Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. So we see Sri Ramakrishna is telling a man should reach the Nitya, the absolute existence, unchanging eternal reality. And then how do we enter into the transcendental realm unknown to us? By the trail. We saw what is meant by trail, how to catch the trail and then reach the real, the unseen. By following the trail of the Leela, the relative existence, the entire universe. It is like reaching the roof by stairs. I am holding on, I can't see the roof, but I can see everything other than the roof. But I have to go to the roof. How do you go? One by one step. The steps leading to the roof I am climbing, and each step I take by denying the lower one. I leave this step, go to the next step. I am taking the support of the next step to release myself from the lower. This release and hold, holding and releasing, we call tyaga, renunciation. Renunciation is leaving one step by holding on to the next subsequent step leading to the divine. That's why in Bhagavad Gita, the whole essence of Bhagavad Gita, Sri Ramakrishna says, is just tyaga, tyaga. Gita, if you say 10 times what happens? Tyagi, tyagi. So it is a series of renunciation. At a very point, you have to reach some state, renounce that, go ahead. How? Like going to school. In school, there is graded educational system. So you join the nursery, then you climb to the primary, from primary you go to the middle to the higher, and each has 2-3 steps within. Then there is a long gap. There is again 3. Again there is a long gap. Like that we climb. It is a graded knowledge. It is not denial, it's fulfillment always. Tyaga, renunciation, is not giving up something. I have got the fulfillment, what I have to get from that, and I am going to the next step. I am not renouncing, I am not going and avoiding all the lower steps. That is, I am not joining the primary, I am not finishing the middle, I am directly going and sitting in the high school. No. I am not leaving anything. I am carrying everything and going to the next step. When I go from second standard to third standard, I have left the second standard, but I have not left what I acquired from the second standard. I am going to the next step of third standard to fourth standard. I am leaving the third standard, entering fourth standard. I am changing the standard only, I am changing the step only. I am not breaking down the height which I have climbed. Each step is climbing to a next higher level. No, that level is not being removed. The level is same. I am going to higher and higher level, keeping the lower levels with me. So each knowledge that I gain in school, 8th standard, I am going to 9th standard, 8th standard, up to 8th standard, all knowledge is within me. So I am able to go to 9th standard. So each is a renunciation, is going from lower step to higher step, and we feel as if he is leaving something. Renunciation is giving up. There is nothing giving up. Giving up is something, appearance looks like giving up. He is not giving up anything because he has got the fulfillment that he has to get from that. Lower standard, all the knowledge which he has to get in that standard he has acquired, and he has moved to the next level of understanding. So this is the renunciation. So from the trail, it is like reaching the roof by the stairs. After realizing the Absolute, by stairs you reach the roof, and then after reaching the roof, realizing the Absolute, he should climb down to the relative. Again he has to come from Leela. Nitya, you have known what is the truth. Now you did not know what is truth. You are attached to the body, you are attached to the things of the world, you are attached to the bodily existence, and bodily existence was demanding so many things. It wants all the enjoyments of the world. It wants so many things. Now, being a slave of that body, I was running about in the world to fulfill all these desires. Now, when I know the truth, in the dream I was just fighting with like anything. When I woke up, then I knew, nothing was there, nothing had happened. It was all dream. Like that we feel. So after reaching that, again when you come down, you know it is a play going on. You joyfully play in the dream play of this world which is going on. Because it is not going to harm you, it is not going to bite you, you are seeing the reality. It is like a magician making magic, and you are also a magician, simply sitting and understanding how is he doing. Suppose a magician and his own son, who has learned this all magic from his father, son is also sitting amidst the spectators, and magician is showing magic. For all, something magic is going on. But for his son, everything is known. What my father is doing there on the stage. And if a father is not there, he can go and do the same magic. So when you come down from the higher level, from Nitya back to the Leela, from the Absolute to the relative, then you know everything. You have the knowledge of that, knowledge of this also. So nothing is a surprise, nothing is going to bind you, nothing is going to make you weep, nothing is going to make you laugh, but remain all the time in the Ananda Swarupa, looking upon the whole thing as one unchanging, eternal reality that has appearing as this. And the power that makes it appear as many is called Maya. I give the example of prism. White light, one white light appearing as many colors. So that prism is Maya. Climbed onto the relative plane. On that plane, in the company of devotees, how will you live? After realization, you cannot live. In the same consciousness, you must be able to experience and live. Tasmad Brahmani te sthitaha. Because they cannot live otherwise. They have to live in the Brahman itself. So, when they realize God, as God, they will remain in the world. Here, in the company of devotees, Bhakta, Bhagwan and Bhagavata are one and the same reality, appearing as three. So, devotees, every devotee's heart, God is there. So, he intimately lives place because he is not missing God by living with devotees. He is not missing God by reading the scripture. That is now for Vaishnavas, Bhagavata. Bhakta, Bhagavata and Bhagavan. So Bhagavata, reading Bhagavata, he is in company of God. Living with devotees, talking to them, eating with them, cooking with them, living with them, is living with God. So there is no difference. So he has to come down because he cannot live anywhere at the same time. His need is there in the world. So after coming down, he lives with devotees, in the company of devotees, charging his mind with love of God. What drives him? What maintains him? There must be some source of energy. Now, I have a mobile cell phone. Now, where from this energy comes for that? I have to charge now and then. It has to work. To work means there must be some energy being supplied. So you will have to charge. What makes the constant inspiration within? It is inspired life. So what inspires him to be in the divine awareness is love of God. By charging yourself with the love of God, by charging a mobile cell phone with the electricity, it remains active. Like that, you will remain active in the spiritual world by charging yourself with divine love. You are filling with the divine love. In the company of devotees, you will live charging his mind with divine love. This is my final and at most mature opinion, an important free paragraph in this whole of Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. God has different forms. He enters into the next paragraph. God has different forms and he sports in different ways. As a transcendental reality at the same time as the relative, as the infinite ways, now like water in the ocean. It manifests here, everywhere you can see that water having an entirely new and different shape. It is, you cannot limit, you cannot identify or differentiate. So much. A small wave, a huge wave, water retiring back. The water, when the wave is going back, you cannot see after a little while. It is going inside the ocean from the bottom. New wave is coming up from the above. And how it flows in multiple ways flowing back. The wave, you can see how the wave is coming. With so many varieties of water formation. A wave contains in the wave, you can see one water portion is like that, one water portion is like that. Each grain as if it is shaking in a different way. So is this. So God has different sports in different ways. He sports as Ishvara, as Deva, as Manava, as the universe, Vishwa. He is Vishwa. He is playing as Vishwa. He is playing as man. He is playing as Deva. He is Ishvara. Now, it is like we are seeing a television screen or something is happening. Now, a few colors are there on the TV screen. They are playing in such a way it looks like a story going on. It's only colors. Except colors, nothing is there. Or if it is not a color TV, it is black and white, only white, one light is there. The absence of, the dimness of light makes it shades. Exactly looks like a man standing and talking. When it is supported by words, he is actually talking to. He is moving, he is fighting. Nothing is happening actually. Some colors are playing there. Exactly. The whole story, you can see the people sitting in front and weeping and laughing and making fun. All this is happening. They are weeping. Just play of colors on the screen. Appears like a story going on. The water in the TV screen is color. That few colors joining together, and ultimately it is one white color. Various color it is manifesting. And many objects is appearing as many objects, many things, including the action, kriya, the movements. Rajas is there, sattva is there, tamas is there. So, everything is ultimately light. And light is from the electricity. If you go back to this one electricity is playing in so many ways. If electricity is not there, nothing works there. He puts as Ishvara, as Deva, as man, Manava, and as Vishwa, the universe. Now, just in the whole of this, you see in the computer, only one electricity is playing as the software, as the hardware, as this and that. So many programs and so many ways it is functioning. Only electricity. What is stored as software is electricity. What is stored as data is electricity. Just a play of 0 and 1. The whole computer system is playing. Like that. He sports in different ways. In every age, he descends to earth in human form. This is a special manifestation. He descends to earth in human form as an incarnation, avatara, to teach people love and devotion. How he becomes to the specific and clear to teach people love and devotion. The two terms, love and devotion. This is world of spirit. From the material world moving towards the spiritual world. What differentiates is love and devotion. Love is where I try to identify with the existence. Devotion is I keep the difference to experience the joy or bliss of that object. To teach oneness with God and to keep the separation and love God. Even if he be an Advaitin, it is love that is, he is loving that absolute existence, Satchidananda. And try to be one with it because it is love. Suppose he wants to love as Krishna or Rama or as Ramakrishna, still their love is there. Love is brought down one step below as bhakti, devotion. In devotion, I keep the duality, I and you with God, with form, and try to serve and fulfill His desires, His expectations. God too has expectation from the jivas. He wants every jiva and nature too, the plan of nature too, is to return you to the source, and the demands or expectations of the Lord of the universe is also that every jiva must find his oneness with me. It is one, but he doesn't know because of the lack of the knowledge of oneness with God, he is suffering. So God wants him to know. It is like a child weeping in dream. Something has happened in dream, he is weeping. The parents try to wake him up from the dream. They cannot give him knowledge. Dream is a false world, don't worry, nothing is happening, we cannot give him knowledge. But you can wake him to the waking state. So, to wake him from the dream state to the waking state. So, give love and devotion, the two aspects of spiritual world. The Advaita comes as pure love, love to itself. Devotion is keeping the difference. It is like Advaita in experiencing God with form. There is the instance of Chaitanya. One can taste devotion and love of God only through his incarnation. Now, so many gods and goddesses, so many things are there. You cannot interact with them. You cannot interact with any being because you don't know what is the content of every being. It is appearance only. In like dream world, there is multiplicity. The multiplicity is created by a power within the dream, within the mind, to manifest itself as a multiple universe, multifarious universe, many objects. So it has that power and it manifests. So too is this world. It's a manifestation. One can taste the devotion and love of God only through incarnations. The duality must be maintained, and it must be perceivable by us. To experience anything, it must be coming within the range of my perception. Now, if it doesn't come in within the perception, I cannot love it. I cannot. No, God I have to love, which is not to be seen by any means. Within is the Atman. I cannot approach it because my senses which perceive, the mind and intellect which perceives is turned outward. It cannot know what is behind. So I cannot experience. I cannot experience anyway God because I am limited by time and space. So God appears in the world with name and form, with physical body in which a jiva can experience love and devotion. Only through incarnations. Infinite are the ways of God's play, but what I need is love and devotion. So many aspects of God. What to love, what to hold on to. It is like you entered a place where varieties of food is available. Now what will you take? Which one will you want to possess or hold? Like that, the infinite are the ways of same thing. What all edible items are there, with that all sweets or all things, eatables are done. Just the dal and rice, you see how many things are done. From dosa, idli and everything, from rice and sambar, all things are done with the two, dal and rice. Innumerable varieties. entirely different from each other. Infinite gods play, but what I need is love and devotion. When you enter a food where varieties of food are needed, what do you want is your hunger must have peace. Main thing is you need energy to live. Any food will do. Second thing is love. It must satisfy your tongue and psychological aspect of being. It's not only the body to be nourished. It demands other fulfillments. There is both love and there is devotion. Both are to be fulfilled. So just like now, when you feel compassion, the compassion you see, be compassionate. Where? To what extent? Where do we find compassion? The moment we hear the term compassion, we always look into the suffering of mankind. And what kind of suffering do we see? Physical, bodily. A person is weeping because of the pain or some accident has taken place. Now, at physical level, usually most of the people find compassion coming out of them when they see physical, bodily ailments or pains a person is experiencing. This is the view of the people who are social workers. But a little more higher, man is suffering, he is bodily healthy, no problem. Mentally he is tremendously affected. He is suffering mentally. Can't you be compassionate there? How? Who is compassionate there? At the suffering, mental suffering, you have evolved to a little higher level. Still higher is man suffering at the heart level, deserted by all, no support, alone he is moving about. He has lost all his people. Now, how is heart? He could not catch God. All have left. All children. I saw a old lady, all his children, relative, all dead, alone in this world. Now look at the heart. Now saintly people will see this suffering of the heart. Some higher evolved souls will see mind suffering. There they get compassion. The compassion is extended to the heart level by the saintly people, noble saintly people. And when you come to the enlightened soul, his compassion is different. He sees the soul transmigrating from life. From one life to another, he is roaming in samsara, in darkness. At the soul level, he feels the compassion. So, compassion, one term, how many levels of compassion? To feel the compassion at all levels, how it would be. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.